continuity and all that.
Fine. Looks great.
Hi, I'm Gregg Irwin.
And I'm JeNeale Gunnell.
I'm the co-writer and director of The Future Soon, the first Broadway-style sci-fi musical you've ever seen.
And I got to arrange the music for the first sci-fi musical you've ever seen.
Broadway-style sci-fi musical.
That's right.
See, I think there might be some other sci-fi musicals, rock operas. There's a crossover in the genre here that we, if we want to say we're the first,
Okay, all right.
then we have to narrow it down.
Right,
Like
okay.
specifics in patent claims.
So I arranged the music for the first Broadway-style sci-fi musical you've ever seen.
She'll also be the music director for the workshop production, which we're raising money for right now. For those of you who don't know what a workshop production is or anything about The Future Soon, we're here to tell you.
That's right, that's what we do. We have launched a Kickstarter campaign. Unfamiliar with Kickstarter at the beginning, this is a
Crowdfunding.
crowdfunding, right, website. So we have set up something on there. What is it again? I can't explain it, I just watch
It's a
it.
crowdfunding campaign.
Right.
So we tell people about the show that we're going to produce, and then they can pledge money to help us produce it. At various levels, you get different rewards. So if you pledge a few dollars, you might get a sticker that says...
Different what?
Rewards.
Okay.
Reward. You might get different rewards.
Right, rewards.
We might have to do this takeover, I'm not sure.
No, this is...
You pledge at different levels, you get rewards. At lower levels, you get smaller rewards like stickers or a graphic from the show, a poster, and as you pledge more and more, we'll give you better rewards, like a copy of our complete concept recording. We went into a studio and we did a complete concept recording with a professional recording engineer. Well, he acted professionally.
Yeah.
And so you can get that when we do the production of the show. We'll have a camera running, probably not this camera, and we'll record the entire thing for archive purposes so we can go back and review it, see what we need to fix and change, and discuss it later when we're not so emotional. And so you can get a copy of that. You'll be the first to see it if you weren't at the actual performances. You can also get tickets to the show if you happen to be in the Boise or Southwest Idaho area where we plan to produce the workshop production.
So, all you have to do is go to Kickstarter.com and search for The Future Soon, the musical. And you, right there, there's a little tab that says that you can pledge to the campaign. So we will, once we reach our goal, we'll be able to use that money and do this workshop production. And it's going to be the first Broadway-style sci-fi musical you've ever seen.
And it's about two young roboticists who try to save the world while the girl who loves them becomes their cyborg nemesis.
Yeah, it's a fantastic love story. Actually, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's not just a sci-fi musical. There's a great human element to the story. There's some really fun relationships and some really intense relationships, and there's bloodshed, kind of.
Somebody dies.
Yeah.
Oh! Spoiler!
I'm supposed to say
I didn't say who.
All right.
There are robots and cyborgs and zombies, and because Eric is a high-tech guy, we plan to use real robots as much as possible. We will have some costumes, of course, especially with the cyborgs, because actors, for some reason, don't want us attaching mechanical devices to their nerve endings. We can't figure out why. So that's why it's taken us so long to get the show going. But we've got some great connections in the high-tech industry with robotics and motion capture and things like that. We hope to do some really cool stuff. The show incorporates projection screens. We have to find the right balance, which is another important aspect in the workshop production. So the projection screens enhance the show and help set the tone without overpowering the actors or distracting from it being a stage theater experience.
So, and we'll also, even though we've got all the high-tech stuff going, we'll still have a live band. Perhaps not the workshop production, but in upcoming productions, in the process of creating lead sheets for the band so that we can have great live music on stage.
And so other people can produce the show later. Jonathan Colton releases all his music under an open source license, a Creative Commons license. So you can use it non-commercially however you want. You can remix it, you can share it, you can create videos of his songs on your own and put them on the internet, and people have. It's a big part of his popularity is the freedom he gave people to enjoy his music in different ways. We want to do the same thing with The Future Soon. We want to open source the script, the score. We have to make sure he's compensated for all his work on the songs, and we are too if you do commercial productions. But we want people to be able to see and produce this show at their high school, at their church. They might need to change a word or two, and we want you to have the freedom to do that. If you produce a play, you license the rights to that play, you're not allowed to change anything. The playwright has the power. You aren't allowed to change any language or anything. So if you wanted to produce it for a younger audience or at your church in your small hometown where people are sensitive to those kinds of things, or if you don't want somebody to die horribly, then you could change it. You would say, this is our version of The Future Soon, and you would have the freedom to do that. We think that's a really cool idea, and again, the first of its kind for a stage musical.
And if you're like me, coming into this, I didn't know anything about open sourcing. I didn't know about Creative Commons. I'm a musical arranger and an editor. I write music and edit. So this is all new to me, but it's been really interesting learning about this, and I'm super excited about the possibility of an open source musical, because being in theater, directing and acting, I know how rigid the rules are as far as copywriting and what you can and can't do. So it's exciting, the thought of an open source musical, to be able to take that script and that music and adjust to your area where you live, or to your cast, to the needs of whatever you're doing. So I think the idea that these guys have had about that is really great.
And we've written the show really for us. We're geeks, and there aren't many...
You're geeks. Not me.
Right. Eric and I. JeNeale, not so much. But there aren't that many shows targeted on the stage at geek culture, at this huge mass of people that run the world now, because we do. Admit it. You know we do.
Right.
You've got Big Bang Theory. You've got a number of shows that are on television or films that talk about the geek culture